to Just Vibey Vibes. Welcome. Let's talk about young, famous, and African. Okay, the first thing is I don't know most of these people. I only knew Annie, because I'm Nigerian, and she was the only one I actually knew originally. And I actually don't know Kanye, but I don't know her name. I've seen her in some movies on Netflix, so I knew her face, but apart from her, I didn't know any other person. But it was a very, very good show, so I just want to talk about it. So I was watching it halfway and I'm like, I need to review this show. That was how good it was. And there's some things I want to talk about. First of all, my first impression. I did feel like Annie could have done better on the look side of things. Like, she needed a makeup artist to do the makeup. I do understand that I did my makeup, so maybe, yeah. But and I understand that at first, that was my first impression. But as I kept on watching it, I love that about her. I love the fact that she was real. I love the fact that there were some days her nails were not done, then there were some days her nails were done. You know what I mean? I love the fact that she was just herself. While everybody was like always looking perfect, like, you know what I mean, dressed to the nines, she was just herself. So honestly, I actually ended up liking that about her. But at first I was like, oh no, I'm used to watching them housewives, and I'm seeing everybody having makeup artists before they go out, making sure they're looking their bestest. So I was thinking, she could have done better. She could have had the makeup artist. She could have. But then later on in the show, I was like, I like that about her. Those are the things I like. I like the fact that she's so real. I can see the connection between she and Two-Face. I know that they kind of were young together, in love together, and grew up kind of together and became adults together. But I can see that connection, because when Two-Face he's still very big, but when African Queen and all of that stuff happened, lots of people were like, oh, he should learn how to speak proper English, he should do this, he should do that. And he was himself, real down to earth. He would speak his good English and transfer to his pidgin English, and he was just authentically himself. He didn't care to start being somebody that he wasn't. And that's the same thing I see for Annie. So I see why they match. You know what I mean? Like, they match, like, no fake shit, I like that about them. And then the people that were my favorite at first, and they were still my favorite in the end, not like my favorites. Yeah, they were still my favorite, actually. I like them to the end, let me say that. I like almost a lot of people, but I like them from the beginning. I like them to the end. Number one was Nadia. I like Nadia's vibe. Girl is vibe. Like, she is vibe on vibe on vibe. I like her. Although, yeah, I can see close to the end the whole, she didn't get to know Zary for herself. She was just judging her, and getting to the fact that Diamond was kind of interested in her. People might see that, maybe she has an issue with Zary based on that. But let me not talk about Zary. But Zary was negative energy. She was, I will explain Zary later. So I like Nadia's vibe. I would say I like Nadia's vibe. Then I like Swanky. Oh, I have seen so many stylists, right? I have seen so many, and some of them, they do the best looks. Like, when you see the looks they put together, you're like, wow. But when you see them in person, they don't look like that. They don't dress the way they dress other people. When you see Swanky, if he comes and someone tells that is going to be a stylist, I'll be like, hallelujah. Because he looks the part. He looks, I really want to go to his closet and shop. Like, I want to go to the closet of lots of them and shop. There's so many things I want to shop. Like, you see that look that Annie did when she came into that train? I want that look. That jean, and I want that. And then you see Zary, I want her jackets, her coats. They're so good. What's her name? Kanye. Oh God. You see, their coats were just it for me. Like, the coats, Zary's coat, Kanye's coat. I don't know, the way they dress. Like, I need their wardrobes. Like, I just need to go in there and see, would this fit me? I think maybe Kanye's wardrobe might be the one I can rate the most, because I feel like they're going to size me. But Zary, my dear, we can trade. You know what I mean? Like, like, the fashion was it for me. They killed that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Annie did not do that much in the fashion direction, but I like her anyway. But yeah, she was the one person that didn't do that much in the fashion direction. Like, one of the main cast, not like girlfriends of the cast or something like that. Okay. But then, so I just want to talk about them on their own. Diamond and Nadia, it was a bit, I know that was the first relationship because he came up and be like, oh, that's best thing, I started the song, you're the woman I love, and blah, blah, blah. We all know that when we heard the whole stuff that Diamond messed up with Zary, and he feels like Zary is the one that got away, but he knows somehow that it's better for her to be away, just because of the fact that he can never, like, he's someone that doesn't think he should be faithful, would never be faithful, so he does not want to keep on hurting her. He feels like he would never give her what she deserves. So she was the one that he would have been with if he was a good guy, but he has decided that, hey, I'm not a good guy, so there's nothing I can do about it, so let her just be there on the side. Now she said that they're not having anything anymore, and he said that, but I want to believe that they're not having anything anymore. Why should they? I know people always think that baby mama and baby dad, they're always doing something, but sometimes they're not. So I can see that she was hurt, because you can see that conversation during his party. She gave him her all, and then he went up cheating on her. So when it comes to that, Nadia now was into someone else. So the guy was handsome, but I can understand that she did not know, because Diamond is someone in the industry she wanted to work with, according to her. But she was a bit flirting too. Even if she's like, I have a guy, but in case my guy don't work, you can just be here and hold on the phone since you don't care. I feel like that's what she wanted in a way. Like, okay, I have my guy. Me and my guy were going on. I don't know what future we have, but in case we don't work, I just need you to be on the line. Like, I can be number one on the line of the guys that want me, but I'm just going to put it there so that in case we don't work, then I can always come back and me and you can try something. But I'm happy that nothing happened between them, because he's just going to be this kind of guy that you're going to continually see. And then if you actually had any interest in him, then you're going to continually hurt. Okay, now, so when it comes to Zary and Annie, and Kanye to start with, because Kanye was also picking on her. I do understand Annie. Me too, my jaw dropped when Kanye was saying that her 15-year-old is living on her own. Are you serious, or are you serious? No, I was on Annie's side on that one. Like, seriously, girl? What? At what age did she even start living on her own? Let's even start that. I understand that you guys are next door neighbor, and I understand that some people live in big houses and they don't even see each other. I understand that, but I was on Annie's side. I'm sorry, I was shocked. My shock was shocked. I've never heard of that before. I've never seen it. And I like Kanye's daughter, because she told the mom, we are the only ones in this century. People don't live like this. It's true. So you cannot be shocked when someone is shocked. I do understand that maybe Annie could have not talked about it there. Like, even the way she talked about the meat. That's what I'm saying, that at first, I was like, even the way I'm like, Annie, you don't need to say. Like, if I don't like the food, I'll be like, oh, I don't eat this. And then just, you know what I mean, be. But Annie is straightforward. She's not like. So later on, I got that about her. And I saw that she didn't have, like say, an evil intention towards the, that attitude there about talking about the meat. But I did get that. And I'm kind of like Nadia in a way. Like, I can see, like, most of the things that Nadia is like, what? I'm like, what? Because when Nadia was like, I just brought her here. She's not supposed to talk about that. Yes. And then, but the child one, I can't understand her shock. And she's a mama bear. You know what I mean? Like, the one mother that wants to surround her children. I know what I mean? So sometimes when you see someone that is so different, sometimes people don't learn how to mind their business. She had to mind her business at that stage. But I do understand the shock coming from her background, and she has children, so she cannot imagine doing that. So I do understand her, but maybe she should have. I like the fact that she and Kanye talked about it. But then now Kanye is a good friend. She's the kind of person, she knows how to talk. She does know how to talk. She's good with words. She would explain your feelings to you in case you don't understand your feelings. And she's going to explain things in a way that you're going to understand where this person is coming from, where that person is coming from. She's quite good at that. But you see the problem with Kanye? I would love to be Kanye's friend, but I would not want to be a fly in the wall when me and another of our friends have issue, and then she's going to sort it out with them. She's going to talk to them in a way that they will understand that maybe they can come back and we can all now be happy together. But she's going to maybe throw me under the bus while she's trying to explain to that person what's happening. You understand that the way she told her that Annie is, all the things that Annie has gone through. Annie is hot, so you can understand, like you should understand that the way she feels. And I do understand that if anybody should understand the way Annie feels, it should be Zary. So I don't understand why Zary had that issue with Annie. Because now, if you watch it, I watched this show twice. I watched it yesterday, Then I said, okay, because I didn't plan on reviewing this show. I was just watching it at first, halfway. Then I thought of reviewing it. So I decided to watch it again. So I watched it again. I finished it yesterday. Then I started watching it because it was the weekend. What do I have to do? So then I started watching it again on yesterday, to some extent. Then today I finished it again. So that way I even some things that I was like, okay, let me see. Did I see something wrong or blah, blah, or was I not seeing well? I actually watched them back again. Now, Zary, I don't understand the reason why you're not understanding Annie. The thing when the Annie did not know that you knew her husband. She asked you first, they're like, how do you know Zary? You didn't even tell me that you know Zary. How do you know Zary? And then she asked, they didn't show us her actually asking Zary, how did you know Two-Face? They didn't show us that part. But according to Zary, she asked her over and over again. But every other person there never said that she asked her over and over again. It was only Zary that said she asked her over and over again. I feel like Zary still things that are not there. Even when they came to talk about the 10-year anniversary, when she went, Annie was in heaven. Like, you know, there's this kind of mood that you're in. You know, when you love this guy completely, like when you love someone, like so much, and then the person does not show you that love 100% of the time, and there's so much up and down because you don't know the love. Sometimes it's like, oh, he loves me, he might not love me that much. He loves me, he might not love me that much. When the person finally maybe tells you how much you mean to them, and then there's some things that she has had to go through. I can understand that as a Nigerian woman. I don't know if anybody can understand this. Like, if you're African, you can understand this. It's like this, the way I see it. And everybody might be like, okay, why did Annie not live Two-Face? It's like this. They were young. He was her first love. She said her first everything, her first kiss, her first sex, her first everything. Okay, they're young. Think about it this way. You're in Nigeria, you're poor. From a poor background. He is poor too. So both of you are just, you know, dating poor people, dating each other. Because you guys are in the same environment. You guys are in love. And then he went into this music thing. And then he blew. First of all, Plantation Boys. Then Africa, you know what I mean? Then all of that stuff. Then his career went off. When his career now took off. Now, the girls that rich, like his first baby mama from rich family. And then the other ones, the girls that have connections now. Everybody wanted him. And then he pregnated this one, pregnated this one. They were both having babies, I think, same year. 2 women were having babies same year. Now you are that girl. That was his day one. What do you think everybody's telling you? Let me tell you what they were telling Annie. They're like, Annie, he still cares about you. He's not just leaving. He still wants you. I beg, it's better for you to be with him. Every man will cheat. So it's better for you to be with this one that has money. It's better for you to cry in Bentley than for you to cry in Keke. It's true. I'm saying this, but it's true. That's what they would have told her. Huh? You know? And they're like, they never, trust me, they would never, all them aunties will never advise you to leave someone because the person cheat on you. Like, what? Because their husband cheated on them how many times and they're still with him? They're like, you cannot let your sweat, this person that you know other people to come and take him and he still wants you, so why not? So all those things must have been the reason, and also the fact that he's our first love. Trust me, I have seen people that have mumu, like, you know what I mean, mumu, they are mumu too much. Hey, people will say that mumu, you want, you know what I mean, want slap them this way, slap them that way, slap them that way, because they are mumu, their mumu don't ripe. You know what I mean? Matured mumu. Never seen mumu before. You will see matured mumu. You know what I mean? So I don't see so many matured mumu people. Okay, let me go from pidgin back to good English. I've seen so many people that their stupidity, like the way, the foolishness when they're in love, like the kind of things they would do, the way they will go back to people that treat them like trash. You could be like, what? Because I remember when I was growing up, I had friends that have actually started having boyfriends and having sex before I did, and I was so scared because the guys that is fetching them, they treat them like anyhow and they kept on going back. So put that now plus everything, plus all the advice she would have gotten, then you can see why she stayed. Now the fact that she stayed does not stop the fact that she is hot. I understand, Zary, you've been married before or had a baby daddy or been in a relationship, whatever the case is, you have 3 children with them, you are matured, you are more matured than Annie when all these things were happening. You were maybe more exposed, maybe you already had your money and all of that stuff, I don't know. So then all of this has happened. Then now you meet the guy, then he cheats on you. You can leave him. You can see that you still want, like, you would have preferred, not that you still want Diamond, but you would have preferred to still be in a relationship with Diamond. And I feel like somehow, maybe unknown to you, Annie might be reminding you of, if I have been with Diamond, maybe by now we would have been here. That doesn't mean that Two-Face does not cheat. He might still cheat. He might still be doing all the dirty that he's doing. And even if he's not doing it, Annie would never trust him 100%. It's never going to happen. Honestly, it's never, never, ever, ever going to happen. She's hot. You know, there's this deep kind of hot. When someone cheats on you, they take something from you. And then when they do it over and over again, God, it's like they finish you. I don't know how to explain it, but people, like lots of people, like if someone has ever cheated on you, then maybe you might understand this. Especially someone that you love, and then you love them so much you cannot think of being without them. So you have to continually endure that. You have to continually try to heal yourself. Because you do have to heal yourself, because you still have to kiss that person. Do you think it's easy for someone to have kissed someone, put their thing inside somebody else unprotected? Whether it's even protected, and then now you now have to open for the person to put their thing inside you. Like, think about it. You don't even want to kiss them. You don't want to touch it. Someone cheated on you, don't want to kiss them, you don't want to touch them. But now you have to do that. Because you love them, but then deep down, it's a whole lot of things, a whole lot of healing, whereby even if she tries to explain it to people, they'll be like, I beg, just stay. This is where people will tell you to stay with someone that is beating you, let alone someone that is just cheating. They'll be like, stay. So I felt like, I felt like Zary should have understood Annie and have her back, not try to undermine her relationship like it's not even a marriage. These people, according to they've known each other for 19 years. They've been married for 10 years. And this was maybe last year that all this stuff happened. So, 19 years. 19 freaking years. That means now it's 20 years. And they were married for 10 years. And you think you're going to be dealing with their marriage like it's a relationship whereby this person now wants to remarry, this person wants to marry, or they are in a relationship and you're trying to break them up, because that's how it sounds. And then because you called her, she was floating. She was on cloud 9. She was even laughing and saying, what's that? You know what I mean? She was so happy on that day, so free. But you, Zary is a beautiful girl. Everybody on that cast is beautiful. Zary is beautiful, and maybe she has grown up her whole life, and she's light-skinned, and I don't know if colorism is that much over there. I think it is. It's a lot too, everywhere. And in Africa and in Nigeria today, it's colorism, some form of it. But if you're beautiful and dark-skinned, they'll just say, well, they'll call you like, you're fine for dark-skin, but there's still colorism. So she must have grown up, like she grew up with a chip on her shoulder. She knows she's beautiful, but she always thinks that someone is against her for her beauty. Maybe she has grown up by so many, maybe her friends, guys want her. So that way now she feels that everybody now is insecure when they're around her. Because she was projecting. Annie was not insecure about her. Because even Annie was like, you're not even his type. He does not even like light skin. Maybe if she even liked them, maybe. But Annie was not. But you were just taking it into something bigger. And then you say, oh, maybe she's insecure. And you said, you lied to... what's his name, to Swanky, to say that it was not when you went to talk to him, you're just talking to him because you knew him. That was not true. The whole conversation was, Annie thought that I was, me and you have done something like, and he said, you want to fuck with her head? It's like, no, if I want to, I would have said that I had something with you. Oh, Annie, come. Oh, you were being insecure. So that, like, literally, like, it's like that is, I don't know, maybe you feel better about yourself when other men are interested in you, or maybe someone else's mind. It makes you feel better about yourself. That's how I feel when it comes to Zary. Now, I think she talks without thinking. She says things without thinking about how that thing is going to affect someone. Like, she just talks. You know, those people that talk, the kind of word that they use. And that would even get me. So, for the whole Annie and Zary thing, I'm on Annie's side on it. I do think that Zary needs to watch that show back and see where she went wrong. And then see how, because when she tells the story, she tells the story differently. So when she was saying that, oh, Annie must have told him the story to make herself look good. No, Zary, you tell the story to make yourself look good. Majority of people do that in life, so I'm not going to say that she's the only person that does that. But I hope that she watched the show back and see what she actually said, and then understand where she is going wrong, and then fix how she talks to people, the kind of words that she decides to use on people, and how she feels about herself, and how she projects that her feeling about herself on other people. Because she said, oh, I am up here. Instead of you to bring yourself up here, you want to bring me down, because that's how she feels. She feels like she's up here and everybody is below her. She feels like, oh, she's the beauty of all beauty and everybody is not as beautiful. It's good to feel like the beauty of all beauty, but don't also know that people are in that beauty too. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to feel good about yourself, high about yourself and all of that. But don't get it to an extent whereby you're putting your nose down on people. I think that is her issue when it comes to everything. So on that part, because that's a big part of the whole show. And the whole train thing, I'm just going to talk about that quick before I go to what I wanted to talk about also. And the whole train thing, I watched it the second time and I realized that she actually said thank you when they were outside before they even went into the train, when they were all saying, Annie's not there, oh, how come? And Swanky was early. She said she already toast and said thank you all for honoring my invitation, blah, blah. Then she went in and she kept on saying my. Now you might think, oh, why is the my annoying this girl? Because Kanye face was already not even having it. Before even Annie came in, Kanye was not having it. So I don't understand why she was grouping Annie into it. Kanye was not having it. But the whole thing you need to understand when it comes to these shows, it is not the people sometimes that plan the events. And see, when this Kanye was saying that the ball was my event, so that ball was Kanye's event. That means Kanye's money. Most of them is the producer. Most of them is advertisement. Now that trend, this they want to make this thing known. Okay, they have this kind of thing. Then they take it to Safari. Then they do this. That experience now they put you on TV. People might want to experience it too with their friends. Then they're going to book from those people that did that. You see, like the Ivy thing, when the people say, "Oh, this is the best Ivy," and they try to sell their business. That is advertisement. So that whole trip, if you've ever watched reality show, you see they have trips. Even if the person that the show has said, okay, you should be the one that say you're planning the trip. Even if that person is having issue with another person, you see that person will still go on that trip. Because sometimes it's like a must that you must go on that trip. You understand? So I feel like that whole trip was not hers. It was something that was given to her. Because someone said, we're talking about, say, oh, my mom has talked about this thing. So that was how. So I think it was something that they gave her. So, okay, you be the one to invite people out. This one has done this one. So you do this one. You understand? And now she kept on saying my. So that was why the my was pinching people's body. You know, it was because it was not hers. She was just giving that man to that, okay, be the one to invite. And she's already 10 people outside. They've already toasted that. If you watch that show and you forget, just go back and watch the beginning. She already said thank you for coming on my invite. And then they were all laughing. They all and this and then she started again. People's face changed. Kanye's face was not there. Annie came in, she still decided to start again. And Annie and Kanye did not actually, at first, Annie was talking to Kudzi, which is Kanye's man, and they were laughing. But when Annie and Kanye, they did not talk and laugh. They just look at each other. I know that best friend eye. They just gave themselves the eye. That was it. I didn't even know when they became from friends, how they became best, like very close like that though. I didn't see that one coming. That was also a shock close to the end. And then I liked him. I liked his fashion. Like, he was so put together. You know, the way he talks. Like, I like him. Like, he looks very, very put together. But I'm going to say this about him. Like, bro, most guys are like this, though. I have dated people that they are friends. I have been in a relationship, but my man's friend is trying to date me. I've seen that. I've gone out with my friend, and then the guy that her boyfriend or whatever, the guy that we went out with that is interested in her, maybe in Nigeria will take you out to that going out. The guy is actually trying to you know what I mean, to pass something to you. I remember once, this is not story time, but I remember once I went out with someone, there was coffee. I don't know why we were having coffee then. So we had to leave. I had to leave at the particular time because I was not living in that area. And this guy was so adamant that I leave both of them together and go out. He wants to maybe say goodbye, blah, blah, blah. So like, no, let's go together. He was like, no, I should go in front. When I went outside to wait for him I thought maybe he wanted to kiss her, maybe do some romantic stuff. I don't know. I went in front, out there. The waiter came and gave me a note. This guy gave me his number in the note. And money actually for transport too. The waiter gave me that. And I told the waiter, thank you. I put the money in my pocket. I threw the paper away. I never told my friend, because one thing too is this: when you tell a girl, she start hating on you. So I never even said nothing to her till today. She would not even know that she's the one I'm even talking about if she even watched my show. So that was it. So trust me, guys are so... people say, oh, girls are... No, guys are so bad on that. Like, someone will... Like, one time my ex-boyfriend, his friend, actually just called me to tell me, like, just wanted to tell me that he loves me. Like, what is the point of you telling me that information? Although I did tell my ex, because I do believe in relationship you should not be keeping things. So if a guy tries to come at me when I'm in a relationship, like, I would tell my boyfriend, like, I don't believe in those secrets, because I feel like those secrets can lead into something that now becomes bigger and bigger. I don't believe in secrets in relationship, honestly. Okay, so now that apart, so him just reminded me of that kind of guy. That is what he did was, I'm sorry, he said, oh, he's not broken bro code, he's not yet time for you to call Diamond. No, it was time for you to call Diamond. The moment he started feeling a kind of way to his baby mama, it was time to call him, because that's wrong. That is wrong. Like, none of those guys will want to live with that girl. They don't trust you no more. Why would they trust you? You were foul for that. That was a foul move. Like, honestly, that was bad. And like, there's no justifying that. I'm sorry. I know there are two adults, but there's no justifying that because you're friends with him. Even if you're not friends, you knew him before you even know her in the show. Like, both of you, nah, you don't do that. And he even saw you, was so happy. He said, brother, I cannot wait for season 2. And literally, after I finished watching that, I went to Google, when is season 2 coming? I want them to greenlight it because he was so happy to see. He even thought that how did you even know set to even come to me? He's thinking, okay, it's the show people that told you about it. Because he was so excited to see. He was like, brother, hey, and brother, don't stab you for back. Now front line won't stab you. Hey, that brother no brother, oh. The brother no brother at all. Hey, I fought for that money. That I know that one is, you know what I mean? He sleeps with different women. I know that they're both adult, they can do, but nah, some things are just foul. Okay, now another person. One thing that I noticed a lot on this show is DJ Naked. I wanted to talk about him. DJ Naked, I would say he's emotionally manipulative. He could be an emotional abuser if he's not already an emotional abuser. Because the way he turns it around, the words he chooses to use. That is the problem. The words he chooses to use. Like telling you, oh, don't be insecure. You see, when people use those kind of words, they're picking on you and they're trying to make you start feeling more insecure than you actually were. And him telling and Swanky, do you need help? Like, that means you're mad now, you need help. You know, there's some things that people, even when he was talking, when this girl called him and talked about that relationship, by the way, the therapy helped. Therapy is the reason why you're still with that girl, because you were hurting that girl every day. And maybe Kelly is still going to leave you, maybe, who knows, because you were being a shitty boyfriend. But then, like, who sleeps in their girlfriend is wearing fishnet? And look at her body. The girl is fine. Like, I don't understand it, but oh well, that's not for me to understand. Yeah, but I want to say something too when it comes to that part. Then I think this review is being more long than I intended for it to be, but oh well, we're talking. So when you know, the whole Kelly thing, like when she went to talk to him that your relationship is too turbulent, like she went to him like just to have conversation with him, but then he tried to come at her. You're talking, you guys changing Lambo. Yeah, she's your friend. What if she's gone from one relationship to another relationship? Sometimes you have to go from one relationship to another until you find the one. That's what happens. You have to keep on kissing them frogs. So what if? So you felt it, you didn't call her. She said, I was the one that called you. But he tried to spin it on her, tried to make her feel so little. And I like the fact that she did that therapy and she said, I'm going to help him, and she helped you. So you need to thank her for that because she helped you. You minimized her man, make her man feel like, oh, you're not going to get married. Like, seriously, I like, she's like, don't cost my relationship. You hurt that girl. Like you did. And that's the way you hurt your girlfriend, because you say some things that are minimizing, that make someone feel small. Like you have an emotional abusive mouth and an emotional abuser behavior. You need to watch yourself so that you're not actually an emotional abuser, because it comes off that way. I'm just going to say that. That's true. I know people are like, oh, you're taking it, but it's true. That's how it seems. The kind of the words he picks, he chooses to use. He tries to make people feel small. That's not good. That's not a good attribute to have, to try to make people feel small. Try to make them feel like they're mad or they're crazy, or like, nah, that's not the right thing to do. Like, oh, don't stop being insecure. Oh, nah, you were wrong on that. Like, honestly, like, for me, I was like, oh my God, DJ Naked is abuse. Like, he has emotionally abusive. He is abusive to her. He just doesn't see it, but he is being that way. And I do understand now him talking about him needing a bit of space. And I think Swanky is a very good friend for not telling her directly that he said he needs space, but telling her like, how much time do you spend with him? And then trying to get him to people that I think were good friends. And Swanky and Nadia, I'll tell you why. Swanky one is this situation now. He didn't now just go out and tell her. He tried to tell her without telling her. Like, okay, if you spend that much, okay, make it 2. No, I make it 2 days a week. Don't be going there. She's like, oh yeah, maybe I'll make it 2 days a week. You see, he put that idea in her head without telling her that that is the issue. And that's how a friend behaves. Not to make you and your man have an issue, but getting you to know that, oh, this might be an issue. But just letting that from his point of view that might be the issue. And I do understand people wanting their own space. Some people are like that. Like, okay, now I like to talk about myself. Sometimes I talk about these things. I've been with someone before whereby I noticed we always travel. But then whenever we go on holiday, I realize that it's like the first day we go there, he can't keep his hand off me. and then the day that we're going back home. So let's say we spend a week there, the first day and the last day are the days that, you know, it's like the moment is like when you're always around, he knows that, okay, she's gonna be here for this whole week, we're always together. It's like he forgets, like he's someone that was actually always like, his sexual drive was very high. So it was just surprising that when we are together, like anytime, like if we're different, if I go visit him, if he goes, even if we see each other every day, it's like he can't keep his hand off me. But the moment we travel and we're in the same place, just the first day we arrive, and then when we're leaving, he's like, oh, maybe I will not have opportunity again. That, you know, that is it. So I feel like maybe he might be that kind of person. I used to think, I'm like, this guy, if I was going to end up with him, I have to be like very busy, like just be unavailable, or someone that don't give yourself that much to him all the time. He's going to be that kind of person that you cannot always be available for sex, because if you are, then he's not going to want it, because he's always there. He's going to be something. But if you're always busy, you're traveling, and then you come back, he's like, hey. Or if he's always busy, you know, that kind of distance in the relationship would work better. Or like the opportunity of always, like, I think he likes the fact, like the, oh, I'm not going to see her that much kind of situation. So yeah, so that's the kind of person. I feel like maybe DJ, whatever his name, Naked, is that kind of person. Maybe that's why even his other relationships didn't work. He could be that, because maybe he's that kind of person that if he's not seeing you all the time, he wants to see you all the time. But then the moment you're just there, he doesn't want it anymore, like that. Like he's just gonna start treating you like you're not available, like you're not, like he's not seeing you, you know, that kind of stuff that happens too. And then the reason now why I said that Nadia is also a very good friend. You see, she called Diamond, but she didn't tell him what was happening. Just told that she didn't tell him because she didn't want to tell him, because she didn't want it to be from her. She wanted him to maybe find out himself, because it was better that it was not from her. So that's how good friends do. And I like this thing that when, you know, when the way Nadia gets shocked about this, the way I get shocked, I'm like, she did that, why would she say that? Well, I do feel like, okay, now with Nadia, she shouldn't have just judged Zary completely, but I do understand her doing that. But I feel like she was not in those situations, so she shouldn't have spearheaded it. Like even the whole conversation in the bachelorette party, I don't think she should have spearheaded it, because she wasn't there. She didn't even talk about it. Don't bring it up. And do I think that Annie telling Zary not to come for the wedding in front of everybody was bad? Yes, I think so. I think she should have told her privately. She should have called down for, send her a text message, something like that. Not make it about in front of everybody. But I do understand, because Zary brings every problem in front of everybody. Just like Kanye said, when they had that issue, even if the issue was in front of everybody, Kanye went and spoke to her directly, to one-on-one. So you deal with this one-on-one. Don't make one issue a group issue. I feel like Zary is that kind of friend that when she comes into a situation, what Kanye says is true. She would paint some few people bad, especially people that she feels are top them, paint them bad, and then that way she gets her own clique. Because then before you know, she has her own little clique, like where she can be the queen of. Like I was had a friend like, trust me, people do that, because when they feel that someone else is shining bright, then people like her that feels like they should be the shiniest star. So when they see that, then they want to get their own little tribe. And yeah, so I do feel like she does that, because even the whole thing, yeah. I do feel like DJ Naked, him and Kai, I feel like sometimes he could be a bad friend. He does need to work on that too. Like he has a lot of things to work on. I really did enjoy the show. I can't wait for season 2. It was really good. I don't know if I've talked about everybody on the show, everything, because I did have notes, but I've just been talking. Honestly, I haven't gone through my notes, and I don't want this to be long, but it's looking like it's already 35 minutes, and I'm not happy about that. Oh, the lion scene. I wanted to talk about that. I want to talk about the lion scene. And it was me. Nah, I'm a black person, no. I'm not Igbo. I don't want that. No. I don't play I'm not doing camping outside. I'm not doing none of that stuff. Nah, I'm not playing with my life. Like, Annie was me on that. And then Annie fashion on the Gatsby show. See all these I knows I wrote. Annie, what were you wearing? Like, what was that? I understand that you didn't want to dress, but girl, what was that? I talked about it anyway. Her fashion was not really giving like that, but there's some fashion that I like the one she wore into that train. And then Swanky was really mad. I talked about that. Zary and a ridiculous story. And then Kanye's wig pulling back during the whole argument with Zary when they were having that dinner. Nobody telling her that wig. You can see her hair, the edges. You can see the wig, the hair, braids a bit. You can see the wig cap, and then you can see the blue wig. Like nobody thought that like that pull in front. Nobody said nothing. They did not see it. Ooh, I don't understand that. Oh, then Adele visiting his dad. That was really touching. And oh, the wedding was so beautiful. I don't want to talk about that. That wedding was so beautiful. Honestly, if you watch the show, you can really see why they are together. They really do love each other. And I understand that Two-Face has done some things that he cannot take back. But I hope that he does not continue doing it because the society allows him to do that. And Annie, he knows that Annie is always going to be there. He better safeguard that woman's heart, because if he loses her, then I don't think it's even possible, if she falls out of love with him, he's gonna move heaven and earth and nothing. Seriously, when a woman loves like that, when she gets out, get out, you cry. Like, you would literally burn yourself and she will not even care, because of how much she's shown you. So I don't want you to do that. And then what's her Kanye conversation with Two-Face? Like, I understand, like, I thought she was gonna, like, the way she talked to him, she made sense, and he listened. He was welcoming of this thing, and she made say, you can, at that moment, that's when I knew that Annie actually meant something to her. I didn't know that their relationship has gone to that level, but the way she talked, like I said before, she's really good with words. So all in all, the show was really, really good. I feel like Zary was good for the show. You need drama, you need commotion in the show. Trust me, she's a star in that show too. I'm telling you. At the moment, the people that the whole show was about is Annie, Zary, and Kanye. They are the people that the show is all about. But then there are every other person I like too, but they are the main character of that show. Zary was needed for the drama. You cannot have a reality show where everybody is just at peace. It doesn't work that way. You need to fight. You need to butt head. No, I mean, you need to. It's important. That's what keeps the show going. So is Zary important in that show? Yes. If season 2 come out, will Zary be there? Yes, I think. Except she doesn't want to be there. I see her being there because she's drama, and drama is good, and I want to see Diamond. Like, would Diamond be vexed? Like, what will happen? Diamond seems to zen. He seems like the person that is very zen. It reminds me of someone who is very zen. But let's see. I want to see Diamond, like, and Andile. How would their relationship really be? And I checked. Diamond did not promote the show at all. Like, I've checked his page. I checked all of their pages, and Diamond did not promote the show at all. I checked. Diamond had the most followers on Instagram. I only checked Instagram. Second to Zary. Then third to Annie, like, because I checked all of them. Annie even has more followers on Instagram than too, but I didn't even know that. But I checked all their pages because I don't follow none of them before, and I'm not still following them. I don't know. I'll think about it. But I like each and every one of them. They were really, really good. Okay, so please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And watch the show in case you haven't got Netflix. Find someone that has a password. Even if Netflix will not be happy with that, and watch it. Bye-bye.